Alright, what's up, family? So we're gonna do this one for everyday people, like all the videos. And we're gonna title this one Pre-Trip Everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean it. Pre-trip everything. If you're doing rentals of any level of whatever it is, make sure you pre-trip. Do not backslide. Do not take it lightly. You'll thank me later. Pre-trip anything. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use the word, do your due diligence. That's gonna be the word of the day. And what does due diligence mean? It means necessary steps taken to satisfy legal requirements. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to be one of these people that end up in court because you rented this or that, whatever the case, and now that person is saying you damaged this, and they're lying, you lying, whatever the case. Protect yourself. So I would say pre-trip any and everything.
Yeah, don't leave anything out. There's sometimes two heads is better than one.
Yeah.
If that person can't remember or see certain things, the other person can.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you always tag along somebody that can back you up. They even can be a witness.
Yes.
Saying that no, and if they taking you to court, you take that same person that you came with,
mm-hmm.
and that knows the evidence and all that. They can help you out well.
But definitely get paperwork. Record stuff with your phone. Like we're gonna go through a whole bunch of them. We can't possibly name everything, but let's go. Like car rentals. Let's start off with car rentals.
Mm-hmm.
If you renting a car from an establishment. Yeah, it's nice and this and that. This is just what you wanted. Oh man, they got exactly what I want. Okay, that's cool. Before you leave that lot, you take your phone. Now, I'm only telling y'all stuff that's you already know, so I'm only reinforcing it to you. All right, that's what I'm essentially doing here. When you get that car rental, you make sure with that person, and if they too busy, before you even put the key in the ignition, you let your phone start running. You go around every inch of that car. I don't care if it's a minor scratch right there. You record it.
Yes.
You record just how much gas is in the tank. You record the interior of the vehicle. You record the trunk. Some go as far as open up the hood, look at the motor. You record the tire. You record everything, and then so now you got a legal record to prove this is how I got it. So when you return it, and then they hit you up later, telling me, oh, it was a scratch. You go, no, look at the date on my video on this. This was like that before I got it. Or if it's something very pronounced, after you record it, you go right in the office. You go, look, I just want to show you guys. Look, it got a scratch over here by the driver's door. I noticed it's got a crack in the light bulb. And they go, oh, yeah, we know. But I just wanted to let you know, record it. So now you know.
Yeah. And most important, also check the lock. I know that you just like taking it over too much. But even the locks, when you unlock the handles and all that, sometimes it doesn't even work.
People overlook that.
Yes. And now
we had a car like that.
Yes. It was about 4 doors, and one door wasn't even opening or closing. So
do your due diligence.
You want evidence of that.
Exactly. You do everything. Yep. Yo, like I said, we're gonna touch on some stuff that some of y'all gonna be like, yeah, that happened to me. How about when you go on vacation? Jet skis, right? You love to go in the water with the jet ski. Yo, before you jump on them jet skis, you do the same thing you did with that car rental. You go, hold on a second. The guy gonna be like, oh, you got an hour, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste a lot of time. You go, no. I'm doing my due diligence.
Yes.
Meaning, necessary steps taken to satisfy a legal requirement. Meaning, I want to protect myself. Before I jump on your jet skis, I want to make sure any cracks, broken stuff, scratches, anything, I want to record all. For example, remember many years ago, where was we at? I think we was Turks and Caicos? I think we was in Turks and Caicos, right? Mm-hmm. We rented the jet skis from this one guy, right? Now, the guy we rented him from, everything was all good. We overlooked everything. We didn't record it. But we had him right there. We went over the whole thing, and the guy said, yeah, don't worry about it. The back got these scratches here. He said, it's old. Don't worry about it. It's old. I said, yeah, I just want to let you know, man, you right here. So you see all the scratches. He said, yeah. He said, I'm well aware of all that. So we took the jet skis. We had 2. Me and my wife had one, and my 2 daughters had one. Boom, we had a great time. Went out on jet skis. When we came back, you remember, all of a sudden, he had his partner there.
Yeah.
Soon as we came back, we didn't even pull up to them yet. We was pulling up, and already he ran in. Man, that joker ran into the water, got his boots wet. He was like, hey, hold on a second. Hey, you got scratches on here. You guys damaged this. I said, what?
He was getting.
I
You
said-
were making sure he get over.
I said, you look. I said, yo, my
Yeah.
man, you a little too obvious with the nonsense. He said, no, hey, man, you guys got to pay for this. It's gonna cost a lot of money. I said, hey, listen, all those scratches right there. Your boy. I said, matter of fact, who is you anyway? He said, this is my view. I said, well, look, I went over all of this with him. Don't, my man, don't try to be running no game over here. I said,
Yeah,
this dude
son.
know that. I said, would you? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, but hold on, it wouldn't it? I said, listen, before I even got on this jet ski, I made sure that he knew I don't want it unless he could verify that what I'm saying, all these scratches. Yo, the dude was upset. I bet you they had an argument later, like, why you agree to that? Nah, man, don't play these
Yeah,
games.
Exactly.
We do our due diligence, and I would encourage all of y'all out there, don't play. Don't let it slide. Don't say, oh, this is so nice. This and that. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. I got to give my wife mad credit on this. Remember we had, if you know where I'm going with this once I get it out. Remember one of our buildings we own, right? I remember you used to always be going, you used to make your own contracts. And I remember, although we had a nice ironclad contract already, I remember you had added a much needed addendum to our contract.
Yeah.
Now, addendum, I give you two words today. Addendum is just means to add something to an already pre-existing contract. So you go, oh man, I didn't add this, I could add this in and add it to. That's called an addendum. Right? But anyway, what my wife did, which, man, I take my hat out to you, man, that was incredible. You was on your A game. You was on your A game.
But that's also because I went online and I
You was
actually
teaching
was
yourself.
doing my homework and saying how to become a great landlord.
And you don't
Or
realize
the best landlord, and that's
you-
where I got that idea.
you was actually schooling yourself.
Yes.
And that's what made me admire you even more, because I said, it was like you was going to school for yourself.
Thank you.
But yeah, what she did, what my wife did, the addendum that she added, it was called a an apartment pre-inspection
Inspection.
for the tenant. And then you put a whole chart on it. You put windows, doors, locks, electrical board, floors, walls,
Yeah.
bathrooms, sinks,
Stove.
kitchen, stove,
Stove.
underneath everything. Yo, my wife, boy, and she put the checkbox with everything. And when we were presented to the when you were presented to the potential tenant, they would be all like, "Oh no, this apartment is so nice. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I love this. This is
also-
nice." They'd be like,
yeah,
"I don't need
also-
to sign that." And then I love how you would be very adamant. You'd be like, you'd be like, no, this is a requirement with the
Well,
apartment. They'd be like, no, but everything looks good. They'd be like, yeah, we understand that, but this is for your protection and ours. So what I'm gonna need you to do, I know you say you like the place, I'm gonna need you to still take this, we give them a clipboard, pencil, pen, whatever, and we be like, I want you to go through every room, check every window, check every door lock, and everything, the floors and walls, and I want you to check them all off if they're satisfactory or not. And they used to think they was like, this is a bit much, oh my God. And you was doing your due diligence, protecting yourself,
Yes,
protecting them.
but not only
That was cool.
We wanted them to read what they were actually signing, because some of them said, "Okay, it's okay. I'll just go ahead and sign it."
Yeah, they was like, I ain't gotta do all that. They're like, nah, do it
Because
because
a lot of people have that problem, Papi.
And
They
then
don't
what
like
happened?
They don't like to read. They don't want to waste their energy and timing.
You're right.
The energy and timing is what's going to cost you. It's what's going to deal with your life
Yep.
in the future. You have to realize, like, nah, I want to read the fine prints.
Mhm.
In case before I signed, because I know exactly what I want to know, what I'm signing.
Great point. I'm telling you, man, I take my hat off to you. You did a great. And like I said, I'm telling y'all, folks, you wouldn't believe it. It will amaze you when we tell you. A lot of tenants will fight us. I mean, it wasn't like no, but they would be like, why you want me to do that? And we tell them, it's for your protection and ours. How many times y'all seen on these court shows when the landlord is evicting them out? Now, that's when the tenant want to all of a sudden say, the apartment was like that when I got it. You be like, what? She a lot. See, another thing you do as landlords, take pictures before
Oh, yes.
and after.
Yes.
And you do your pre-inspection. You let them know. That was part of your addendum too. You say every 2 months, 3 months, whatever is good for you. You say, I need to come in your place and just do a minor inspection. Make sure
Thorough
everything is up to
inspection.
par and everything's working good. It's not to be nosy in your business, but it's for your protection and my protection. Like I said, you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Because I know I said it already. I'm gonna say it again. How many times tenants will be in court and they'll be claiming that your place was nasty when they got it. That wall was falling when I got it. The plumbing didn't work when I got it. And they make themselves look stupid because now it's like, if it was so bad, why you rent it then?
Yes.
This is how you know they lying.
But it also helped out because I love watching a lot of the court cases.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the court cases was between the landlord and the tenants. And the landlord, I was so upset with them because
someone don't take the pictures.
They don't take pictures before they
No
just
proof.
give the person. And now, what do you have to take to court to prove that you actually gave your place to this tenant in a really good shape? And it's like, why do the people do that?
So you're right. So like we said, title video, pre-trip everything. Rather you the landlord or the tenant. Rather you the renter or the person giving out the rentals. You pre-trip everything. I'm gonna give you another one. Watch this. How many of y'all love to do let's see if I can say it without messing up. Airbnb, that's what it's called? Airbnb. Yo, when you do an Airbnb, read everything. Then when you go there, the moment you get at that front door, you should have, camera should be rolling. You should be like, how do you say it? Action, roll. The moment you get at that front door, you should be already, you should, hey, the front door is locked. I got the key or I got the code. I'm walking in now. As I'm walking in, everything looks good, smells good. Oh, this is nice or whatever. You check the sink. You see if it's a leak. You check the windows, the doors, make sure they lock and everything. Like I said, read everything. What all come with your Airbnb? Do it come with, you could use this or use that? For example, some people might swimming pool. Some people might rent this Airbnb because they go, oh, it got a pool.
Yeah.
But then you wind up getting a call later from the owner saying, if you're gonna be using the pool and using the heat of the pool, there's an extra charge. Did you read the bylines? Did you read it? See what I'm saying about pre-trip? Pre-trip everything, because later there'll be hidden fees that they adding on to you, telling you every little detail. It might be simple things like that you took for granted every time you rented a hotel room, right? You might have had a little trash you put in the garbage, but when you rent the Airbnb, they're gonna charge you if you don't take out that trash.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? You didn't wash them dishes. Pre-trip, go through their whole house with your camera. And after you do it, you even should send them a note or send them an email, whatever, a text, and say, listen, I just got here. I walked through the whole house and I did a personal record document for myself. Everything looks good. Or if this is not right and that's not right, you say, I just want to let you know this isn't working. This doesn't lock. This was a little damaged. I just want to let you know. I send it to you right now. So we know everything's on board. Everyone's on the same page. I don't want to be blamed for nothing later. Pre-trip everything.
Remember when we was actually looking for properties, but we was interested in looking for something less maintenance or no maintenance. Yeah. We got into the HOA.
Oh, hell.
We really didn't know much about
HOA. Don't ever mess with no HOA. Now look at videos like this. Don't mess with no HOA.
Exactly.
They look all pretty and gorgeous, but when you get in there, you're going to be like, man, this is the biggest mistake I made in my life.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. You just struck a nerve. You know what I'm saying? Struck a nerve. That HOA, I'm telling you, HOA, boy.
Check this out.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. I know y'all probably like, let her talk. Let her talk, man. Let her talk. Nah, but when she said HOA, it pissed me off. Here go another statement she said. She said, HOAs, these are your words. Quote, she said, having an HOA is like paying them to bully you.
Oh, most definitely.
But go ahead. You can talk now. She can talk now.
I got your permission? Okay. No, but
ooh, struck a nerve.
The thing is that before we even got a condo with an HOA, you had asked for the what's that called again?
It's two things: the declaration and it's two different things. It's the declaration, which gives you all the rules.
It was coming along about everything that is stating about the HOA, right?
There's a video right here talking about that.
And it was about 6 pages. But you know, we like to read. We like to see what's going on. And we both sat down, and you got half of the sheets, like papers, and I got 3 papers, and we started reading even the fine print, even the smaller print.
Oh man, we went to homework.
When
we went to town.
we actually was reading,
some of them was
they
ridiculous.
were, yes. I'm telling you, Bobby, when they said that you can't do this, you got to ask for permission, this and that. Imagine if we would have actually signed and agreed and follow up in the HOA. We would have been
like one of them other people, like
hell.
like this is such a nice place. Oh my gosh, look at the palm trees.
And
They got the swimming pool. They got the gym. All these amenities they had, and guess what? Nobody was never using them. Because we went there more than once. And I'm like, yo, for this to be such a beautiful place, why nobody never in the pool? Nobody's never in the gym. Nobody's never in the pool, shooting pool area. No, why is it always empty? Know why? Because them HOA was like, it's extra fee if we see you there often.
And
I'm like, what?
Permission to do any type of changes.
What kind of nonsense?
But I tell you, if we actually did sign it because we was going by the way it looks or whatever, then we couldn't say anything because we signed that contract. We signed the agreement.
So, like you said, title video again. Pre-trip everything. Don't play games. Do your due diligence. Remember, what does due diligence means? It means necessary steps. I think it's the perfect word for this. It means necessary steps taken to protect yourself in legal action or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And legal requirements. You know, so you do your due diligence. You pre-trip everything. Watch, I'll give you another one. Let's take, how many times we seen this? I've been at a setting when this happened, where young lady rents a hall or rent a play area because she's throwing a party for her little daughter, for her little son.
Right.
Once again, pre-trip everything, read everything. When she rented it, they said they supposed to have pizza, wings, soda, and the rides all included. But when she got there, they told her, "Oh, we out of pizza." But you paid for pizza. They told her, oh, the ride, those machines are broke, but you paid for that. You see what I'm saying? They told you, you got it from this hour to that hour, but when you got there, there was another party there already, and they told you gotta wait. See? All kind of things could add into that, where now you go, whoop, whoop. Now I got the contract, I read the whole thing. So, like I said, read everything. Now you said, this is what I paid for. And from this hours to that hours, this is what you guys supposed to provide because that's what I paid for. So you guys have to accommodate me some other kind of way, or otherwise you take your business elsewhere. But you don't tolerate the nonsense.
Exactly. And then with that contract, even though you got the paper, also make sure you take a picture of that contract.
Yep.
Because sometimes they put pieces of paper after you signed, they put extra pieces of paper and they say, well, this paper came along and said, wait, I never seen this piece of paper. Yeah. So you want to get everything down pat. You want to make sure that everything that you do, you observe it like in the little scope where you actually say, no, I'm going to go through this. Yeah, I'm going to go through all of this and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to watch my back. I'm going to secure my back because people love getting over.
Yeah. I'll give you one last one because like I said, I can't name them all. Hotels. When you go on a vacation, when you're on that cruise, those rooms. Nowadays, you know what a lot of people starting to do now? They starting to have that little device where they could walk through the hotel and they could see if a camera there or not. Yeah. Where they go beep, 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 beep. You could go through the whole room. Yeah, that's part of your pre-trip. Find out they got a hidden camera in your room. Exactly. They filming you while you and your lady, you and your man, in your intimate moments, your private moments, and they got a freaking camera in there. But that hotel as well, other things. Now that's something very important. But another thing with that hotel, pre-trip everything in that hotel. What all it provides you with, what all you pay for. Because you'd be surprised later they tell you, oh, you don't get this. You go, oh, we out of that or this, that. You like, whoa, this is what I paid for. Exactly. I don't need to hear no excuses. So even with that pre-trip, with that hotel, you make sure them doors locked, make sure them windows locked, make sure everything you sign for is everything you're getting. And don't be charged for nothing you're not getting or something that's broken. Now they say you did not, you same thing like I said, when you get that apartment, that Airbnb, as you walking up there, you go, I'm filming, I just walked in the front door. All right, I'm going through everything, make sure everything is up to par before you agree to anything.
And most important also, make sure you get the person that you actually spoke to, make sure you get their name. Because I hate, oh my God, this gets on my nerve.
She get on me about that all the time.
Every time You speak to someone, you get their name, and sometimes I don't get their name. It's
Well,
just a
ma'am,
moment.
who did
Say,
you speak to?
Thank you. Oh my God.
I spoke to a Bob. Bob who? We got like 10 Bobs here.
It's just like,
Well,
who
he's
cares?
he's
I'm
on
telling
vacation.
you what does it matter? But it does matter. Because if they trying to play that game, then you got all your stuff ready. You
Yes.
got the person's name and everything.
Yeah, you're
Sometimes
right.
they even have a badge with a number.
You're right.
So you make sure you get that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you said that you made me think of, now this guy kind of go off script a little bit, but it still touches a little bit. You know, always protect yourself. Always do your due diligence. Keep your receipts. A lot of stuff that you bought, keep your receipts for a while. Don't be so
Yes.
quick. Learn from my mistakes. Because I'm the child throwing my
Oh,
receipts away.
no.
And then she be
I
getting them.
keep
She's
it
like,
most-
babe, stop throwing your receipts away. And then later, I need the receipt. And I'm like, babe, you know, how most men, I was like, babe, what you do with that receipt I had? She's like, look, don't always try to blame me for something that you did.
Sometimes important papers, you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't like keeping all these bunch of papers, but the most of the years that you can keep is 7 years. I believe you should keep your papers in 7 years. Put them in a little file where you don't have to see them, but you know you got them secure. Now, if you're gonna go a receipt, when you go to the store, also I always tell them, babe, even on when you go and buy fast food, just save your receipt. Because if they make a mistake, you can go back and you can show them your receipt.
Now I will say another reason she threw it in my face where I was stupid. Linden police got over on me.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
This was many years ago. My car got towed because it was an old car. It got towed because my registration was over 2 years old. I didn't even know it. Matter of fact, I think it was like 4 years old. I didn't even know it. Right? So it got towed. Now when it got towed, when I came the next day. And I went motor vehicles, got my registration, all that, got the insurance, all that, got it up to date. And then I went. Now remember, when it get towed to the police tow yard. Now you can follow me, folks, and this got to do with her getting on me about CBS. I told you stop throwing your receipt away. You can't get your car out of the tow yard until you pay that ticket that was issued in the first place. So that means you got to go to the police station first, pay the ticket. They give you a receipt that it's been paid, and then they give you a release paper to go take it to the tow yard, get your car. That's the only way you get your car out. So now I went and paid the ticket, got my release paper, took it to the tow yard, got my car. Done. Do you know, it was like 9 months later or something like that. You know, and of course my goofy butt, I threw the receipt away. I got my car, that's all I need, I'm done with it. It was something like 9 months later. Do you know I got a call? They saying, oh, we got on record here that you got a past due bill for your car that was your car was towed for non-registration. I said, what? I said, ma'am, I already paid that. They said, well, we don't have a record of it. I said, look, that was paid already. She said, look, if you don't pay it, you'll be getting extra fees. I said, look, ma'am, this how you know it was paid, because you can't get your car out of the yard unless you get the release form from showing that you paid the ticket already. She said, well, you know what, sir? You are absolutely right. She said, do you have that receipt to prove that? I was like, hey, babe, what you do with that receipt I had? Blame it on her right away.
They really got over you.
They got over on me because now she was just threatening that now you're going to get other fees and all this crap. So I had to go there and reluctantly pay the daggone ticket, all because I threw my receipt away and couldn't prove it. And they know they got it on record, playing stupid. But, see, stupid of me. Well, stupid of this. Blame it on them. But yeah, in closing, what I would tell anybody, like I said, do your due diligence, which simply means reasonable steps taken. Remember, you do your pre-trip of everything, anything you rent.
Yes.
Reasonable steps taken to protect yourself in legal action, whatever. Necessary steps taken, you know, for legal requirements. You go, I'm gonna do my homework before I start anything. Let me check everything. See, I like that. Before I do anything, let me check everything. That's what your due diligence is. Do your homework. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people, things happen to a lot of people is the laziness. And not to be offensive,
Yeah.
because we all have that in ourselves. We can easily get lazy. And then we start, behind that, everything starts falling apart where it says, become irresponsible. And that's what we really don't need. We really need to say the regrets that we might get down the line. So we have to be very, very on top of things.
Yeah.
And be able to say, you know, I'm gonna do my part, and I'm gonna be able, and since now everything you can do it by phone, that is your best weapon. You can just do everything, it'll back you up.
Yep.
And most important, make sure that you have a witness, and be able that the day that things get worse and you have to go to court, you have that witness that can help
Your
you
phone,
testify.
paper, yep.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's it?
Yep.
Peace.